Hi there, Jeremy, Director Von Reiki here. Today's video is a continuation of the series I've created dedicated to helping you become a Reiki professional. Unlike last video, however, which focused on really the business side of becoming a Reiki professional, today's video looks more at the inner game, the inner state, some of the things you'll need to do to take care of yourself so that you can then show up and have the success that you want. Now, interestingly, I suspect that many of the ideas I share with you in this video will help you do well at whatever endeavor you choose to go into, whether it be Reiki or something else. So even if you're not planning to ever try to become a Reiki professional, then I still recommend you watch this video because I'm sure the ideas will be useful. Now, the first tip I want to share is that whatever you do, and in this case, if you want to become a Reiki professional, make sure that it's been true to you. A mistake sometimes spiritual people make is they think because they are very spiritual, because they love to practice spiritual things like Reiki, then per force, they should become a Reiki professional. Well, this isn't necessarily the case. Maybe it's just something you should enjoy by yourself or enjoy sharing with friends, and maybe you should, become a lawyer or something else. So the key really is to find whatever vocation or profession it is that makes your heart sing. So if when you think of doing Reiki as a Reiki professional, you light up, if you feel amazing at the thought, then do it. But if even though you're a very, very spiritual person, you love Reiki, when you think of becoming a Reiki professional, you're like, I don't know. And maybe it's just your ego in a sense telling you that you should become a Reiki professional because you're such a spiritual person. And that's a far better thing to do than, become a lawyer, say, well, then it's probably not the right reason. So whatever you choose to do something that really fires you up, that makes you excited. Now, the next idea I want to share with you is that you need to really believe in yourself. If you want to make it as a Reiki professional, you have to believe that it's possible. And maybe you're sitting there thinking, I don't know, maybe it's really difficult, I'm not sure if I can do it. Well, I'll tell you what my philosophy has always been. My philosophy has been that if someone has done it, I can do it. Now, obviously within the realms of reason. I'm not going to become a, pro basketballer because I don't have the physique or I'm, too old by now. But generally speaking, the things that you actually think about, the things that you really want to, say, become, then it's possible. So it might take a lot of work, but it will be possible. So I invite you to use that belief. If other people have done it, guess what? So can I. Okay, now I remember what I've said previously too, is that you will not feel confident ahead of time. Often we try to prepare ourselves. We go through a period where we're like, okay, I'm going to train for a couple of years. I'm going to really perfect my Reiki. And then when I feel totally confident, I'm going to set up shop. Well, guess what? You won't feel totally confident, even if you've done those 2 years preparation, until you have set up shop and you've had some feedback from clients and things like that. So at a certain point, and I'm not saying don't do the preparatory work, get to a state where you feel confident in your abilities, but don't wait till you feel super confident. Don't wait till you have absolute certainty, because that will not come before you start out. You've got to start out and then the certainty will come. The next tip I want to share is a really big one, and that is if you're going to become a Reiki professional, guess what? You need to be big on self-practice. For me, one of the big things that differentiates the really good practitioners and teachers and those who are just mediocre is that the mediocre ones, they do Reiki as a kind of an add-on. So they do other practices, maybe they're massage therapists or they run a healing center, and that's their real core focus. They do a lot of that, but they don't really do any self-Reiki practice. And if someone turns up for a session, sure, they'll do it maybe because they're a Reiki master. Every month or two, they'll run a course, but Reiki isn't a part of their daily life. So I'm all for going, you know what, you can have more than one thing that you work with. You could do massage and Reiki, and often from a business point of view that's good, but you can only do so many things that you can really practice them yourself. So if you don't have time to practice Reiki, then guess what? It's not going to really work successfully as when you're working as a healer or when you're teaching. There's just a different energy to it. So if you want to teach and if you want to heal, then make sure you're getting that self-practice. And in many ways, this is about integrity. It's about practicing what you preach. If you want to talk about it, if you want to work with it, then really it should become a part of your life. And then your clients, they will feel a different energy radiating out from you because you're filled up with Reiki, because it's such a deep, integral part of who you are. Now, similar to this, you've got to love Reiki. If you want to work with it, love it. It's got to be the kind of thing that if you were trapped on a desert island and you were never going to meet anyone again, you would practice Reiki. You do it because it's just beautiful, because you enjoy it, because you cherish it. You want to have that. If you don't have that love for Reiki, then chances are, even though you can have some success, you won't have so much success, because to really be successful, you want that love, because again, that energy, it's just going to radiate out from you and people are going to feel that. That's going to be a difference. They're going to notice, this person, they're fired up. They adore Reiki. This person, he's pretty just lukewarm about it. They're going to choose the person who's really excited by Reiki. Now, another really important point which I've found out is that you've got to continue to grow. At a certain point, you might have been practicing for, so many years, and you've got you drill down pretty off pat. You've got a good course you can teach, you know you're a good healer, and it's easy to kind of rest on your laurels and just kind of go through the motions then. What I've found is the universe really doesn't like that. You've heard of the saying that, or the idea that, if you're not growing, you're dying. Well, I think that's really true in the healing business. You've got to continue to grow, because when you continue to grow, that keeps you kind of excited. That keeps the passion there. I've had periods, short periods over the years where I've got a little bit lazy with Reiki. Maybe I know I can produce a good course now because I've had so much experience, and so there will be times maybe where I get interested in something else and I get a little bit distracted and I become passionate about something else, and then it would impact my Reiki. I noticed that maybe I'd have a few less people turn up to my courses or whatever, and even though on the day I knew that I could focus, sort of like the athlete that who's having family problems, who when they get on the court, they can focus and do a really good job. Well, I can do that. But even so, the universe kind of looks at me and goes, you know what, Jeremy, you've been slacking it. You haven't been growing. I'm not going to give you, all the students you might otherwise have. That's certainly been my experience. And I just feel that when you keep growing, when things stay fresh and you enjoy it, and it's probably just that energy radiating out into the universe, which then attracts people to you. Okay, another critical factor for success, I believe, certainly in the healing game, probably elsewhere too, is you need to keep your energy high. So this, in a sense, often will go back to self-practice. You need to work on your inner state, because if you're feeling energized, if you're feeling alive, if you're feeling vibrant, if you're feeling happy, then you're going to attract better things. If you're kind of going through a down, and if you're feeling miserable, if you're not taking care of your inner state, then you probably don't have the energy to really attract anything particularly great. So that has to be a kind of a pillar for you. Now, it's a good thing, because when you work in Reiki, then you have an excuse, in a sense, to make sure you're getting in that daily meditation practice, because it's critical for your success. It's sort of like a business chore, but it's one you really look forward to. I mean, you can tell your partner, whatever, you go, look, I have to meditate. I've got to do my Reiki because it's essential for the success of my business. And I'm sure you found that anyway, in any endeavor you've been doing, particularly if you've been working a little bit already, or maybe a lot in the healing arena, you would have found that when your energy's high, guess what? You attract a lot more customers than when you're kind of feeling low and flat. So you've got to kind of make sure that you have that daily maintenance. And I really recommend starting the day with some meditation, with some Reiki, because that sets the tone for the rest of the day. So you've got to make time for it. If you don't make time for it, if you don't kind of go, you know what, this is priority number one, one of the top priorities, then all the things on the to-do list, they're just going to crowd out everything else. And because you can never get your to-do list done, well, I certainly never get everything done. What happens is you just keep churning away at those things. But if you neglect your practice because they're all kind of overwhelming you, soon, and it's often just incrementally, you start to lose your center, you start to lose your balance, and mightn't be anything dramatic straight away, but bit by bit by bit by bit, you feel that you're getting a little bit more disconnected to your inner self. You feel that things just aren't flowing as well. You feel that you're just not quite as happy as you used to be. So start the day right and everything else will flow on from that. Now, another important point, here's the final point I'm going to share with you, is that if you work as a Reiki professional, then guess what? You're going to go through seasons. There'll be times when business will be booming, and you might go through other periods where it's a bit slow. Look, that happens even to me. On the whole, I have really great numbers for everything I do, but every now and again, guess what? I just have a smaller class. And who knows, maybe my energy's even been pretty good in the lead up to that. It just happens like you've got the different seasons. There's probably a reason for it. I don't know exactly the reason for it, but guess what? You just got to take that in your stride. You go, you know what? Day follows night in a sense. So you go through the night, guess what? The day is around the corner. Good things happen. So factor that in, and really, because you will hopefully love what you're doing, guess what? It's not so bad. You often read about Zen masters when they're starting out. Maybe they become enlightened, but no one really knows of them. And so they open up, a meditation day where, maybe Saturday morning students can come. At first, guess what? Maybe no one shows up. But does the master care? No, the master doesn't care, because the master just sits for the hour and a half and meditates. It's fun. So it's like, you might have a small course. Well, if you've got a really small course, guess what? Because you love what you do, it's still fun. You're like going, what a cool way to spend a weekend. It's fun. Or if no one turns up for your healing session, well, you can just spend some time Reikiing yourself. You enjoy that. And so it's not a big deal. And you know that overall, if you keep working on yourself, law of averages will state that, guess what? Good things will start to happen. It's inevitable. If you stay there on that high vibratory rate, equivalent things will come your way. Okay, so there are a few ideas. Hope they help. Hope you enjoy them. Be well, have fun, and shine brightly.